Hi there, friends. So in this video, we're going to look at the absolute value of inequality or inequalities that have absolute value. Now, if you were with me today and worked on the algebra, you already saw these problems. But if you were gone or just want to refresh, I'm going to go over these again. Okay, so make sure you grab your notes. So when we talk about absolute value, remember we're asking what's the distance? Okay, so we're asking what number is more than 5 steps away from 0. So if I go over here and we have our 5 here, which numbers are further away from 0? Okay, here's 5 steps. Well, the ones that are further are this direction. Okay, but we also know that at -5, that's 5 steps away. But what's further than 5 steps away? And that would be in this direction, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what happens is we have 2 answers. Well, let's look how we can write these 2 inequalities. Remember that the line is what represents x. So we're going to say x is what compared to 5? Well, it's greater, right? It's all numbers heading greater. When I look over here, though, what numbers are they? Well, these numbers, -8, -9, -10, those numbers are actually smaller and smaller and smaller values, more negative. So we're going to say x is less than -5. Now, let me clarify. This was also equals. And so these are also equals. So we have what looks like an or problem, right? And so we can write this as this or this, right? X is less than or equal to -5, or x is greater than or equal to +5. Now let's look what might happen in this guy. What values are less than 8 steps away from 0? So here would be the furthest away they want. They want numbers that are less than, so that would be in this direction. What else would be less than 8 steps from 0? Well, these ones. So this one's also equals. So let's look. This looks like one of those and problems. So x is what compared to -8? Well, it was this direction, right? And those numbers are greater. So x is greater than or equal to -8. For this one, for x is +8, these numbers are less or smaller than 8. So in this direction. So one thing I want to point out is this. In the first one, our answer was just like this. It was x is greater or equal to 5. And there it is. X is greater than or equal to 5. But our second answer, when it's -5, this symbol flipped. It's x is less than. Look at the same thing here. When we have this problem, x is less than or equal to 8. It's the same one as here. And then when we flip to the -8, the symbol also flipped. Okay? That's just a natural consequence of that. So let's take a look at another example. What number is less than 7 steps away from 0? So here's our 7. Things that would be fewer steps would be here, but also -7 has less steps this way. So this is an and, right? And so we have x is something compared to -7 and x is something compared to +7. Well, I can use my graph or I can use my new rule. Okay, the first one will look like that, just like the first one. And then when we flip to -7, this inequality ends up flipping. X is greater numbers than -7. Well, it's true. All these numbers are greater than -7. X is less than 7. That is true. Let's look at another. X is greater than or equal to 4. So 4 steps away would be here. And then more steps away from 0 would be in this direction. 4 steps away from 0 would be here, and more of them would be this direction. So what's our answer here? Well, x is greater than or equal to 4, just like